Hi, it's Brian Newman with the Spotlight of Business Owners show, and today we're thrilled to have Mia Cooke. Hi, Mia. How are you?
I'm doing just great, Brian. How are you today?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, so she's the owner of Windsong Travel and has been for quite a while, ever since I've known her. So we're gonna get to know her background a little bit, how she got into it, and the specifics about her travel agency. So, yeah, Mia, before we get started, how did you get into the travel agency?
Okay, so I actually have been in the travel industry for 16 years. I actually went to school to do this. I grew up in Vancouver, Washington, where the International Air and Hospitality Academy is located. I actually got a scholarship in high school to be able to attend. I fell in love with traveling when I was in my early teens, traveling to California and to Boston to visit my family. So I just fell in love with flying, with travel at that point, and it just became a thing. And travel's always been a big thing with my family. So went to the Air Academy, was a flight attendant for a while. I've worked for four different airlines, two different hotel chains. For those of you who went to the spring mixer we had earlier this year, the Embassy Suites, I'm actually the front desk supervisor there. So at least for the time being. So I've been in the industry for a good long time. However, I just opened Windsong last year. My 1 year anniversary was actually back in October.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Oh,
everybody
congratulations.
like pointing out places. Oh yeah, you should check this out. Check that out. Check that out. I'm like, why don't I just open my own travel agency? So that's what I did.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. No, so do you have an office or how can people like meet with you to make travel arrangements? I remember back in the day, we used to go into a travel agency and, they'd show me all these pictures and all this stuff. And so I don't know how it is, like with your travel agency. And today, I haven't used a travel agent in a while. So how do you guys do that?
Well, the answer to your first question is yes and no. I do have an office, but it's in my house.
Oh, oh,
So it's not like an office you can actually come into at the drop of a hat. I do ask that you schedule time with me or you give me like a time frame that's good for me to contact you. I can travel to you. I also can get in contact with you through phone or through Zoom. It's always best to kind of schedule with me because, like I said, I do have a hourly job that I do to kind of support myself until this takes off. No pun intended. So I my my availability does have some restrictions, just as everybody else's does. But yeah, I mean, I'm flexible. I can go valley wide. I can even do nationally.
oh,
One of my
nice.
most consistent clients is actually is basically what I do for him is I fly in between Bismarck, North Dakota, and Portland, Oregon to go to and from school and home.
Oh, wow. Wow.
He's my little brother. He kind of has to,
Oh, okay, okay.
but I can work with anybody really.
Oh,
So it doesn't
cool.
matter, especially in this digital age. Like I said, Zoom, phone calls, since long distance really isn't a thing anymore. For those of you guys who are old enough to remember what long distance charges are,
Yeah. Oh,
I
cool.
can work with pretty much anybody, anywhere.
So what's the most popular destinations that people are traveling to?
It honestly depends on the person. It's pretty varied. I've had people requesting cruises along the West Coast. I recently had a gentleman ask me to set up a safari for him and his family. I actually wound up passing that on to another person within the network of travel agencies that I work with because that's actually not my specialty and I didn't feel like I'd best serve him. So, one thing you need to be aware of is that if it's something that I'm not able to do or if it's outside of my specialty, and I don't feel comfortable kind of going into it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do the research myself. If I get it over my head, I'm going to say, you know what, this is not something that I think I'm best suited for. Let me get you in contact with somebody else who can help you, and I'll pass you on to another person who is under the same agency I am. So I own Windsong Travel, but I'm actually a subsidiary of Archer and Evolution. So if there's another agent within Archer and Evolution's network, I can pass you on to them if I feel that they would better serve you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no, so I know with COVID ramping up again in some areas, are there travel restrictions like there used to be? So do you need to have like a vaccination card? Do you still need to wear mask? You know, what's happening in that arena?
Um, so for the most part, the COVID restrictions have substantially relaxed. You don't, for the most part, you do not need a COVID shot or any kind of documentation of receiving any kind of COVID vaccination. You don't need to wear masks. Some places still require you, or some things still require you to show a negative COVID test or a vaccination prior to going there, and that would be the cruise lines. Because you're on this boat for 7 days and there are crews on there for months and months at a time, and they're really isolated. So it's for the protection of your fellow crew member, or for the crew members and your fellow passengers. And if even those, like, even that has relaxed, because before you had to be vaccinated to be able to board. So now they don't require vaccination, but you do need to at least show that you do not have COVID prior to boarding, either through your vaccination record or through a negative COVID test within 42 hours or 48 hours of departure. So, and that time frame varies depending on the cruise line you're traveling with.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So again, I want to remind our listeners that we're talking to Mia Cooke. She's with Windsong Travel. Yeah, Mia, what's the best way that they can reach out to you and talk to you about their travel arrangements?
So there's a few ways you can contact me. Best way probably would be by email, winsongtravelco@gmail.com. That way, if for whatever reason you're trying to contact me in a time frame that I'm not exactly available, I at least get your message and I can respond to you in a timely manner. You also can reach out to me on Facebook at Windsong Travel Co. I'm also on Instagram and LinkedIn under the same handle. Or you can just give me a call, leave me a message, or send me a text message at 602-568-9363. If you're going to call or text me, I do ask that you leave your name, your number, and a brief explanation of what you're looking for. So at least I can get started. And also, if you can give me a time frame, it's a good time to contact you back so that we don't wind up playing phone tag indeterminately for a long period of time. That'd be helpful as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. I know, with all the chaos going on in the world, are there places actually they should avoid traveling to right now?
So I mean, there are some places that, are kind of tenuous situations. So, like Korea might be a little, little dicey at times because they are, North Korea can be stubborn sometimes about being nice to other nations.
Yeah.
Of course, some places that a lot of people would love to travel, like Israel, can be potentially dangerous because of the conflicts that are constantly going on there. And then, of course, like Russia, that kind of stuff, because of especially everything that's been going on within the last year with them. So there's nothing like, there's no exact like, you cannot go here. It's just more proceed with caution because these are, areas that are a little volatile. So just be aware that if you choose to travel there, there might be an element of danger that you're putting yourself into. But that's true with pretty much anywhere you go, even if it like if it's whether it's, you're going to an area where there's been war or feuding or, threats or, that kind of thing. But also like if you're going someplace or doing something that's inherently dangerous. So like I mentioned, somebody wanted to do a safari, that has an element of danger. If you're wanting to go like skydiving someplace or go ziplining, again, element of danger, proceed with caution, use your best judgment. And of course, I can always get up to date, updates with that. I just have to look. I just have to do more research. So if you want to go someplace, you're like, is it safe to go there? I can do that research, and I can go back to you and say, hey, this is what's being said about it now.
Oh, okay. Oh no, that's great. Yeah, I know I've been hearing about these river cruises. How popular are those versus regular cruises, and what's the most popular cruise to? I know I've always wanted to go to Alaska. I heard that's like the best cruise to check out. Is that still popular?
It is actually. So as far as like domestic cruises, I mean, Alaska still you stop in Vancouver, you stop in Victoria. But for the most part, it's, you go into Seattle if you're not already there. You go to Seattle, you catch you get on the boat, and then you sail up, and then you go into Alaska. But because you have to pass through international waters technically, um, it is still technically an international cruise, even though you're going from Washington to Alaska, you're going through international waters there for just a very small amount of time. For that particular cruise, and for all cruises that are departing out of a domestic port for the United States, you do not need to carry a passport. However, it is always a good idea to do that. And the same thing with if you're traveling to an area or to a state. If you're traveling domestically and you're traveling to a state that's near a border, Mexico, Canada, Cuba, whatever. If you're going to be flying into any of those border states, please, if you have a passport, carry it with you just in case your flight gets diverted. Because, say, if you're flying to Seattle and your flight diverts and the only close airport to land is Victoria or Vancouver, you're not going to be able to get off the plane without a passport.
Mm,
Same thing if you're traveling to Florida and you have to divert to Cuba. Same thing. You know,
uh-huh.
just carry when you're traveling, carry your passport with you just in case if you're going to be traveling to any of those border states. Same thing if you're traveling up to Alaska, carry your passport because you could divert to Canada on your way there just in case.
Oh,
Same.
okay.
It's just for
Oh,
your interest.
oh,
I
I see.
travel, I carry my license and my passport card. Usually my passport portfolio is with me as well if I'm going anywhere near a border state, just in case. So these are things that I personally do as well. So, and this comes from being a flight attendant and knowing that diversions happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I know when I went on a cruise once, they have these things called excursions. I don't know
Yeah.
for people that are listening that have never done a cruise. Yeah, so are those safe? Like I know
Oh, yeah.
we went to like part of Mexico, but I don't know. Yeah, some people, including
They
us,
can
we
be
we didn't
again,
go on the excursions because, we didn't want to miss the boat coming back. You know what I
right.
mean?
And excursions can come in basically two types. There are guided excursions where you go with a group and you have a group leader and you go out together. And then there's other excursions where you just get off the boat and just kind of check out like local things in the area. And that those ones are the ones that you have to be a little bit careful about when you're departing. So the boat will leave without you if you're not there on time. Now, if you're out with a guided tour, like you're
Uh-huh.
with a group of like 20 people from the same boat, they're
Yeah.
gonna wait for you if that gets delayed. But if you're on your own, you're literally on your own. If the boat
Oh,
leaves,
wow.
it's on you to find a way home. So please, like, I mean, I can handle it. Honestly, I can, but I really don't want to have to get that phone call in the middle of the night. Hey, Mia, I'm stuck in Puerto Vallarta. My boat left without me.
Oh,
What
wow.
am I gonna do?
Yeah. No, that would be a nightmare.
Uh, Find a hotel. Let me see what I can find you. Because trust me, you don't want to be making that initial call to me, and I don't want to be woken up in the middle of the night to have to deal with that. Just because
Uh-huh.
that's, I mean, not, I'm not afraid of work, but I might not exactly be available when you're calling me going, hey, I'm in a pickle.
Oh, okay. All right. No, so
So
what?
yeah, there is
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No, can
But
you
yes, the
remind
family
our?
thing. For the most part, if you're doing like those zip line stuff, then again,
Uh,
proceed with caution, use your best judgment.
oh, okay. No, can you remind our viewers again? Basically, the best way to get in touch with you is it to call that number that's over here, or
So there's
email you, or do you have a website they can actually go online and book through?
I do not have a website as of yet, because I'm still trying to get this off the ground. I just don't have the money to have one built for me, and I'm terrible at setting one up for myself.
Oh,
So
okay.
I do everything through my phone, through email, and through Facebook. So Facebook, generally I'll be posting. I usually post something Monday through Friday, on my Facebook page. So that's facebook.com/Windsong Travel Co. And you're going to want to look for this logo here because if you see a black and gold one, there that Windsong travels in Australia, and it's clearly not me.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to look for this blue and white one. All right. Um, but and then also email winsongtravelco@gmail.com or the phone number that Brian just pointed out, which is 602-568-9363. I'll answer phone calls, text messages, Facebook Messenger, Instagram messages, no, like messages on my like responses to everything. So If you need me to contact you, all I ask is for your name, a good way of contacting you, and when a good time frame to contact you is. And if you want to have a consultation over Zoom or meet for coffee someplace, please let me know and we can arrange a time and we'll get we'll work that out between us. Because I
Oh,
can't
okay.
I can go over Zoom. So
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, so reach out to her. Yeah, again, her phone number is 602-568-9363. So yeah, give her a call today and book your travel arrangements for the upcoming year. So yeah, Mia, thank you so much for being on here. Yeah, it's great to see you. Happy holidays to you and our viewers. So yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
all right, thank you so much for having me, Brian.